you're getting stripped on your drives, it's not because of your handle, it's because of your pickups. What's good, YouTube? It's Coach Parko here, and I'm gonna show you the 3 types of pickups that you need to add to your bag right now. Let's get it. Now quickly, before we talk about these pickups, there's one thing we need to master first, and that is ball and foot timing. Now what does ball and foot timing mean? Well, as I dribble the ball, I want to step with my opposite foot, just like that. So I dribble with my right hand and step with my left foot, and vice versa. This helps with 2 things. Number 1, that I'm in rhythm, and number 2, that when I do my pickup, I'm not going to travel. So quickly, all I want us to do is just dribble, step, dribble, step. Same thing coming back, left hand, dribble, step, dribble, step. Once that's comfortable for you, then we can get into the pickups. Now you might be wondering, Coach Parko, why do we need these types of pickups? Can't I just drive to the rim? Well, the reason we need these pickups is for something called help side defense. Now what help side defense is my teammate's defender coming over to help and essentially double team to try and get the ball out of my hands. You'll typically notice this on drives, let's say when I'm going right, and then the defender in the corner steps up as help side right here to get the ball out of my hands or get me to pick up and freeze. Now we don't want to give the defense what they want, so to avoid that, that's when we add these pickups to get to the rim. Now the first pickup that we have is what I like to call a tuck pickup, because we dribble and then we tuck the ball straight into our chest and we hug it nice and tight. Now as I'm doing this pickup, I'm driving, remembering my ball and foot timing, I dribble as I step with the left. What this does is it ensures that this is not my first step. As I dribble, I'm then going to swing the ball into my chest and place my left hand on top. From here, I can take step number 1, step number 2, and then go and finish at the rim. Now really quickly, if you're a high school basketball player in America, you are not allowed to gather steps. So after this ball and foot step, you're only allowed 1 step. But for FIBA, college, NBA, we're allowed to gather steps. Now what a lot of players do wrong with this tuck pickup is instead of tucking it and putting their hand on top, they essentially dribble it and then just hug the ball like that. Or they will dribble it and pick it up on 2 like that. Now the reason why I want to avoid either just hugging it like this or picking up like this is because defense is going to swipe at the ball. Whether they swipe up or down, if I'm holding it like this or like this, the ball is exposed. That's why we need to swing it into our chest and put our left hand on top. Now, if they smack the ball down, if they can get to it through my arms, it's going down into my chest. If they slap it across, into my chest. And if they slap it up, it's going into my arm. Now the best part about this pickup is that I've got it protected from all angles. So if they swipe it and they manage to get the ball, they're not gonna knock it out of my hands. But in trying to get to the ball, they're probably gonna have to go through my body and then get called for a foul. Another really important thing that we have to remember is as we dribble and we're swinging this ball, we're not just swinging it and keeping our body rotated like this. I'm actually going to swing my elbow and my whole shoulder around like that to essentially put this defender on my hip or my back. Now when doing this, I don't want to expose the ball to my primary defender because remember, my primary defender is still coming with me on my left hip right here. So I don't want to turn and expose the ball to them. I'm trying to protect, turn, and tuck it from both, essentially splitting through that gap. The next pickup we have is what's called a low pickup. So we're going to drive through, remember our ball and foot timing, and pick it up super low, not letting the ball come back up. Now I will say most players get away with the travel with this move because what they'll do is pick it up and then they step like that. And that's why it's really important that we master this ball and foot timing so that we don't get called for a travel. Now this pickup is super simple. All we are doing, remember our ball and foot timing, instead of letting the ball come back up to around our waist height, we're going to lean down, fully extend your arms, lean down and pick the ball up as soon as it bounces. A really good way to practice this is doing what we did before with the ball and foot timing, but just adding that low pickup in as we walk. So as I drive through, remember my ball and foot timing, lean down, FIBA, college, NBA, you can take 2 more steps, high school in America, we're going to hit there and then step once. Now there are 2 common mistakes that I see when teaching players how to do a low pickup. Number 1 is a double dribble where they'll pick the ball up at normal height and then pound it down with 2, trying to get that timing. And then the second one is where they will dribble normally, let the ball hang, and then pick it up low like that. So letting the ball come up and then picking it up low like that. This is not how we do it. Remember, I'm trying to pick the ball up as soon as it bounces. That ensures that I do the low pickup correctly. From this low pickup, there's a couple of different things that we can do to help ensure that we protect the ball even more. Now, one thing you'll see James Harden do a lot is do this low pickup, and then he'll sweep his arms up to either draw a foul from defenders reaching in or to help swing his momentum towards the rim. Personally, I like to do the low pickup and then mix it with that tuck pickup. So from here, I then swing it into my chest and try and protect it even more. It's up to you what you use. Both are good for different scenarios. Now, this next pickup is considered one of the hardest to learn, but once you master it, it could be one of your favorites, and that's the high pickup. Now, it's the complete opposite of that low pickup. So, remembering my ball and foot timing, and instead of picking the ball up low, like we did with the low pickup, we're gonna let the ball come up and bring it above our head, and then pick it up with my left hand. Now, it's really important that when I dribble with that ball and foot timing, I don't do a soft dribble. Because then what happens is I do a soft dribble and then I have to essentially pick the ball up, bring it above my head, and that just creates a whole lot of effort and slows me down. What I want to do is pound the ball as hard as I can so that the ball naturally comes up above my head. And then I can just help guide it there to my other hand. Again, we can practice this with that ball and foot timing, just like this. That's the best way to get comfortable with it first. This pickup is best used when defenders are either smaller than you or reaching nice and low. Maybe after you've done a low pickup or a tuck pickup, you can counter with that high pickup. A couple of common mistakes I see when players are learning this high pickup is they pick it up low, like the low pickup, and then bring it over like that. Now, which can be good in some cases. You'll see Kyrie Irving do this a lot, where he does a low pickup into a high pickup. But for the most part, what it does is just slow us down. For all of these pickups, we want to maintain our rhythm, and we don't want to have to hesitate or skip to try and get that ball and foot timing down. That's why I like to pound it as hard as I can and not pick it up low. I find that when we pick the ball up low, sometimes we have to slow down or change our pace just to get that low pickup off. Whereas with a high pickup or a tuck, we can just keep going at our normal speed. Now, another common mistake that players make is they just focus on help side defense and they completely forget about their primary defender. So they do their high pickup, very nice, and then they bring it down to this inside hip, exposing it to the primary defender. We want to make sure that even after we do this high pickup, we then bring the ball back down to the center of our frame and not expose it to either our primary defender or the help side defender by keeping it on this side. Now, as long as you avoid those common mistakes like exposing the ball to your primary defender, skipping and messing up your rhythm, or not doing the pickup properly, then you're going to master these and it's going to be so much easier for you to drive to the rim. Thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate that. If you could drop a subscribe and also comment what kind of tutorials you want to see next.